All right. Stardate 14032.133. This is the Part-Time Movie Guy podcast. My name is Ben Lee. I wrote and directed a movie called Office Ninja. Today's episode, we are going to talk to two cast members of the movie, Todd Johnson and Brian Takahashi. So I guess why don't you go ahead and do a quick little introduction of yourselves. If you have any shit to plug, now's your chance.
Oh, we get to plug shit. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Todd, go ahead.
I'm Todd Johnson. I have been in Los Angeles for about the last 20 years, originally from New York. Went to school in Colorado. I have a theater degree, and I've been studying with everybody and their brother and a couple other places too, just for kicks and giggles. I have worked with Brian actually on 3 films now, and I have worked with Ben on just one, but you know, what can I say? And I'm an actor, but I also am a high-techy guy. Actually, I build, you know, rockets, that kind of thing, little stuff like that. And I have been working on feature films myself. I have a feature film out now called 4 Dead Girls, The Soul Taker. It's available on iTunes and on DVD. You can go buy it pretty much anywhere now. Or if you really want to rent it, you can rent it too. And
You should have had like a DVD ready.
I should have, but
right
I
here,
didn't have it.
I
I mean,
just do this with that.
yeah. No, that's you do that with Office Ninja because this is much more about Office Ninja.
Do you want to run again? We'll do a little.
No, it's okay. I don't have one here actually. It's over at my girlfriend's house. Sorry. Anyway,
You don't have like a giant box full of like DVD screens ready.
No. That's all the distributor's idea. So they keep the DVDs.
Oh, okay.
I only keep one, and so which I actually had to purchase to get my hands on. I have the original, of course, but I don't have the DVD that's been sold here. Yeah. So, at any rate, so right now I'm studying at Upright Citizens Brigade in Los Angeles. Upright Citizens Brigade in Los Angeles. And I'm doing a show about every 8 weeks there. My next show will actually be on Sunday, June 1st at 1:30 p.m. if you want to come see me and laugh at me because I'm told I'm terribly funny from time to time. Sometimes. And Brian and I fight once in a while, just because we like to slap each other around.
Was it like Fight Club or something?
Yeah.
Talk about Fight Club.
Yeah. Fight Club. Yeah, Fight Club's
Okay. Well, all right. So it's a battle. Gathering.
Yes, it's a battle gathering.
It's like a Tupperware party with weapons.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. A couple of guns, a couple of knives, a little throwing around.
Yeah.
Right on.
No mats anymore.
No, that's
Okay.
trying not to damage stuff too.
Well, I'm gonna hand it to Brian because he's up next.
Thank you.
He is the other guest.
He is the
guy,
other guy.
I'll just nod quietly, you know. So. I'm Brian Takahashi. I work with Ben. I guess I played ninja, all the ninjas in the Office Ninja. You can't really see my face. It's like that all the time. But, it was really fun. I worked with Todd again, like what Todd said, plus Office Ninja, 2 other projects. Right now, I do stunts and I stunt choreograph, but I'm also an actor. I've been doing a lot of auditioning. I've been on a couple shows that I've been on. One with Greg Kinnear called Rake, which got canceled.
Yeah, so lots of commercials for that.
A lot of commercials.
Yeah,
and then
I didn't realize you were going to be in that.
Yeah, I wasn't the first one, but like, I'm like, and I read on Variety, it's like canceled. Of course, it's gone. But this year's been pretty good. We did a little spot on a sitcom called Hot in Cleveland. It has like Betty White in it.
Oh, that's the TV line.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
It had what's his name? Craig Ferguson was a guest star on that.
Oh,
yeah.
Was a good guy. And what else? I did a pilot for. I actually don't know what network it's going to be on. It's going to be picked up, but it has Nick Frost in it and Justin Long.
Probably Fox. Everything's
probably
Fox.
It's called
Everything's
Sober
Fox these days.
Companion. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Whatever, but it's a fun little pilot. I'm always either playing like a Japanese translator or some Japanese dude. So
Typecasting.
yeah, it's okay.
What?
It's
That never happens.
It's the niche that I feel. So, in terms of plug-in, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be. I've been part of a improv group called Cold Tofu for quite a while. I've been on hiatus for probably just as long. But I'm planning to go back, so if you're ever interested, they have classes that if you ever wanted to do improv, you could do like from level 1, level 2, level 3. And then at the end of each class, you can perform and stuff like that. I'm going to be going back performing with them, so I think they have a show every second Saturday of the month in Little Tokyo.
Oh, I might have to go.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little group. They've been, I don't know how long. I think they celebrated 50. No, it's been not that long.
You gonna shoot me a link?
I'll shoot you a link.
Shoot me a link because I need a link.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a link too so I can include it on the podcast.
They've been doing it for a long time. Like Amy Hill was one of the founders of Cold Tofu. If you don't know who Amy Hill is, she's a well-known actress. She was in like, I guess the best known thing so far is like 51st Dates. She was like the big cook lady.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah, I know.
Who's Amy Hill?
Yeah, that's look that. But anyway, if you see that movie, she's like the large lady who's like the cook or the head chef in the little lounge that Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore like broke up and stuff like that. So. And she was the founder of one called Cold Tofu. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's about it.
So you guys are like in warring like improv groups too.
Yes.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they're warring necessarily. I mean, it could be a war.
We got a lot of Asians on our side.
Yeah, I got no
race
Asians.
war,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The UCB's racist.
Yeah. UCB's, it seems very white. They have this like they have this special program for minorities and women because they're like trying to get them on stage.
Right.
It's kind of odd, and
so it's like they have their own affirmative action going on.
Right, exactly, and so it's special, and there are a few people of color, and actually many women on stage at UCB now. I mean, it's almost 50-50 on stage, but I got to tell you, the group that I'm in, I mean, we're about 75-25 guys to girls. So, but the girls are really good. That's the awesome part. They really got it down. So. Probably the funnier people are the women in our class. So
it's kind of like an SNL thing where they don't allow minorities.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Well, until recently, I mean, they've been kind of going on a black binge lately.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which is cool because it's good to finally get some diversity.
Yeah.
Maybe
they had like a bargain sale.
Take all of them. Take them all.
Take them all.
Take them all.
It's a black bundle.
Right. Yeah.
It's like 4 for $5. What? Let's all get them. Why not? So,
can we get a discount?
There's a girl. Yeah, why not? Let's get her. That's good. So.
Cool. All right. Quick disclaimers. This podcast is brought to you by Office Ninja, which is my movie.
Goodbye.
Which these people are in. It's on iTunes. We're trying to get it on other things. We're shooting this at Todd's house, and his table is rather shaky. So I apologize those watching on video. The occasional earthquake that happens when I accidentally hit the leg of the table.
There have been a lot of earthquakes around here lately, so it might actually be an earthquake.
It's really cool.
That's true. If we just keep it shaking the whole time, they won't know when a real earthquake is happening.
Anyone who follows LA QuakeBot, I mean, you will find that about every 20 minutes there's an earthquake around here, anywhere from LA.
Oh, there's a bot that like tweets out when earthquakes happen.
Yeah, LA QuakeBot.
Oh, okay.
It's a Twitter thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
it's a way to like scare other people from actually moving over here. We got a lot of people trying.
Yeah.
Dude, like, look, there's earthquakes all the time.
I'm about a mile from the beach. I don't care if there's earthquakes. It's fine. No big deal.
Unless you're not from LA.
No, I'm not from LA. No. And if I were from LA, I would never admit that I'm from LA. Right. So.
I'm not actually. I'm from LA, so I don't. Born and raised.
Wow.
One of the few.
You are one of the few.
I am.
Yeah.
That goes into acting.
Yeah.
Most of them stay way away from that stuff.
They've been around LA long enough.
Yeah, they're like, nah, we don't want to be.
I'm good.
We don't want to be that. So, I didn't get that memo.
Yeah.
Like 12.
Other disclaimers. This podcast is uncensored.
We do swear a lot. Just
right.
So you know.
So the bad phrase of the episode is "beat the beaver," which is euphemism for female masturbation.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I just thought it was animal cruelty. I was like, that's bad. You shouldn't say.
Well, you don't want to like hurt a pussy either. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, either way, you're hurting an animal.
yeah.
But Beat the Beaver is like, it's what is this? What the
It's-
letters are the same.
Eat the beaver.
Allegory?
Yeah, it's that. That's nicer.
no, not allegory.
No, it's
Anagram?
alliteration.
Crap, alliteration.
Yeah, that's what it
It's
is.
an alliteration.
We're not.
Alliteration.
None of us are English majors,
I'm not
right?
either. I'm not either.
We're not English majors.
I'm bad at math too. We're just breaking down all stereotypes right now. So
Right.
bad at math. Hate math.
So if you want to, use that phrase, you might get brownie points that mean nothing.
Cool.
For this episode. Also, this episode may contain spoilers. So our spoiler of this episode is the very first Eurovision Song Contest was broadcast in Switzerland, and the winner was Liz Asai from Switzerland for a song called Refrain.
I bet she beats a good beaver, huh?
I'll bet she's got to beat beaver.
Probably. Dude, but I don't know. This was in 1956, man.
Dude,
Wow.
back then they
Back
totally
then,
beat
totally.
beavers back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They didn't call it that. Like, they totally did that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if there were any episodes of Leave It to Beaver where
They probably had-
the beef got hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
beaver was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, was there ever like an inside
I'm
euphemism?
Probably. Yeah. Like,
Look, I mean,
the
those-
husband looks over like, hey, beat the beaver. She's like, yeah. The kids are like, no, the show's over. Like,
don't hurt me, don't hurt me.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Don't worry, son, we won't hurt you.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, those are my disclaimers. Some quick housekeeping. If you've been to the site or anything like that, I've gotten so far. There's been 4 reviews. I probably should put the number 4 on the screen actually instead of on the side, so they can't see that. So they've all been positive, which is great, and more are coming in. So check them out. I guess.
Check it out.
So yeah. Anyway, so these guys are here to just talk. There's a lot of things that has happened in the past week, like for example, the Michael Sam getting drafted, the latest episode of 24 and 24 coming back, the designer of Aliens, Geiger,
I forgot
his
passing away.
name. Passing away today.
Yeah.
That was pretty darn big. There's a lot of stuff here, but
Shocking because it was like in his mid-30s. I think it was it not?
No,
No, he was in his
no,
80s.
no.
Who's
He
the
was like
director? Who's the director who was in his
74,
30s who died?
he was the guy who did the Sugar Man.
Sugar Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now Geiger did all the weird like penis art stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess he was concept artist. I actually am not too familiar with his works outside of Alien.
Yeah, but
It's-
he did
it's-
get it. He did do Alien,
it's,
right?
he did Alien, and then he did like I think he did like Species, and it's all weird like
Right, kind of
mixing
phallic
like,
looking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think there was some not that I watch a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but I thought it was kind of on purpose. Like
Oh no,
the
definitely.
alien would be very androgynous and have some phallic looking.
Yeah, it's supposed to represent. I think the whole alien thing was supposed to represent like mouth rape.
Hmm.
I know that's kind of Well, because
Slimy,
if you
very
look
slimy.
at the alien that shoots his tongue
Uh-huh.
into a guy's,
Oh, the
Wow.
face hugger?
not the face hugger, the
Okay.
actual alien, it had like
Uh-huh.
the jaw that would
Project from its
protrude
mouth.
out into the
Uh-huh.
face and then bust out through the other
Oh, okay.
skull. But if you look at Species, she did the same thing with her tongue.
Oh.
So he kind of had a weird
Huh.
face
How do
rape.
these guys know all
You know.
about this?
I watch a lot of YouTube, and I stay up late at night. I shouldn't be. But imagine that funeral, how creepy maybe his coffin would look, with like a big alien
Dude,
head.
that would be
Right?
awesome. I don't know, it'd probably look like what you see in Prometheus.
Pops
Yeah.
open and like a face hugger's
Oh,
in there.
man.
And like he looks normal. Like
He looks fine. He just has a
natural.
hand on his face. That's all.
big-
Dude, that would be pretty awesome if I requested for my funeral that I had a face
Face
hugger on
hugger.
my face.
They're like, what's happened to his face?
Because then, think about it. Like,
But
you
he
have a
didn't want-
prop. They wouldn't have to worry about dressing up the
They
face in
wouldn't.
there. Because, we're going really morbid here, but, funerals, they have to put makeup on
Yeah.
you and everything
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make you look
That's a big business.
human.
Yeah, make you look natural.
So, I could potentially save my family money if I just had a face hugger prop.
Or horribly scar them because they don't understand what a face
Yeah,
hugger is.
yeah.
But I probably would have made them watch Alien
Should be like,
Eventually
before
in
we
my
start
life.
with Bender in a row, we have to watch Alien so you understand
Why
going to
his face is
happen?
covered like this?
I
when you
think pop
walk
culture
up.
would still know what a face hugger is whenever I die.
Are you gonna make the face hugger like biodegradable, or are you just gonna make it like plastic? You know, they're gonna be buried.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. I'm very big on like
I think it should be
environmental
permanent.
things.
Yeah.
I think it should be permanent, though. I mean, you know, if they dig you up because they have to like dissect you or something like that.
Then
I mean, you
zoom in
want
to
it
make
to
sure.
see.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I've always thought like it'd be cool if like from a environmental standpoint, if they just freaking drop my body out of a helicopter into the ocean.
You'd be food.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
Food.
Yeah.
It'd be hard
You
to
know.
visit your grave, but
Right. I mean, it'd be, yeah.
Well, I mean, they do that. The Navy does that all the time. I mean, they wrap bodies up, they dump them in the water, and they sink to the bottom, and then they become fish food. That's how they do it.
a lot of mafia
Yeah.
people do that too. Probably.
Yeah. Usually with concrete there. So,
Yeah.
But you also want psychologically there's some sort of closure. That's why
True.
as humans we do funerals and stuff. Like even the Vikings did like
Yeah.
the Viking funerals are
That's
badass.
cool. I want a
Yeah.
Viking.
But I don't want to like release more carbons into the
That's
air.
true, yeah. And I need a really good archer, right? Because they got to shoot that fire arrow to the.
Oh,
Right,
that's right.
I'm
do
sure.
that.
I'm sure they. You know, if it was a movie, they edited out like 50 times the guy missed. He's like,
Right.
I got it.
Take two.
Like, can we get a different archer? Like,
Can't they just do a timer or something? Well, you
I
know,
don't think-
just
I
have a timer and
don't
just
think-
have
Dude,
it.
you've done films. It's a
blow up.
special effect, okay?
Yeah,
You know?
come on. We'll fix it in post, right?
Yeah.
The boat just goes off as the right.
there has to be a guy who
It's
like
special
trains,
effects,
right?
yeah.
Like for like years, for just that occasion. Like, oh, you're training for I'm training for the funeral. Just shooting arrows out to the ocean, hitting that one spot, and one day, he gets a wind or something, and the arrow goes off. Like, you had one job, you couldn't hit the boat. Now it's
This sounds
gone.
like one of those like B movies where like this guy's job was to do that. He fails the one day because of a fluke wind
Something,
that
yeah.
pushes the arrow one way.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm
And
hearing
then
a comedy
suddenly,
I'm hearing a comedy in my future. I'm just
And
saying.
suddenly like so he's out of a job and then now he must save his family
Uh-huh.
because they got kidnapped.
You
or
got
something. And the only thing he can do is shoot arrows from a far distance with fire.
Yes, and that's his training point to help him again.
Yes.
And then he dies, and then maybe his son has to shoot the arrow on his grave.
Right.
I'm
And
just
then
thinking-
he misses, and then it's a giant cycle all over again.
I'm just thinking Blazing Vikings.
There you go.
Okay, it's
There
not
you
Blazing Saddles, it's Blazing
Yeah.
Vikings, right?
Yeah.
There's actually kind of an interesting topic of that, because I wonder if one of you guys should make that. Someone was talking about this.
Someone should, please.
Well, I mean, because it's something right around the vein of Office Ninja. The story takes place in the perspective of one of those fighter number 2s in the movie. Like you see when the credits roll, it's dog number 4 and it rolls up.
Uh-huh.
Well, the whole movie is his perspective. So he's training every day, right? He's getting the shape. Maybe he's kind of overweight first. He's training. And finally, the big climactic scene comes up. He runs into the room, and the hero comes in and shoots him. He dies. And then the end of the movie.
And he gets a 3-second screen time. I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
from his point of view.
Yeah, and then but the first credit would be thug number 4, and hero would be the very bottom, right? So yeah, and it would be a whole Rocky sequence where he's training, and then the big payoff was just feeling stronger.
Yeah.
And then
So I think that movie, The Other Guys, was supposed to be kind of like
kind of something
that.
like that.
A little bit
Yeah.
like that. But
But my thing is much shorter, like something you could put on YouTube, 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Something really small. People are like, yeah, this is cool, and then I was like, oh, that's it.
that could be a cold tofu
Uh-huh.
skit. Or
Oh, it could
something,
be.
right?
That'd be funny.
Be
Yeah.
like Ninja number 4.
Yeah. Ha! It could totally be Ninja number 4.
So actually, speaking of cold tofu and UCB, so both of you are doing improv. I didn't know you were talking about there's different levels of improv. This is something I kind of want to do eventually, but it's just I keep making excuses not to do it. But
Yeah.
so I assume you both of you have done training in improv. Can you tell more about it? What's the
You
difference?
want to go first?
Oh yeah, I'll
You go
go
first.
for. I don't know about UCB, but cold tofu. It when it first started out, I was actually one of the lucky ones that got to be in the very first class that they had.
Mhm.
So it was just people who wanted to learn improvisation. So they had the core members come in, teach you the core of improv. And then more and more people wanted to learn, so they started to break it down to like level 1, level 2, level 3, and then what they call what they used to call it's like the advanced group. It's kind of like the like it's a second string, like under the core.
Okay.
They've been through a lot of like different variations. Now it's like an ensemble now. So from what I'm probably going to be butchering, I haven't been part of it for a while, but the core is there, but they're more like staff members and teachers, and then they have an ensemble that is basically associates, which is like one step underneath that, and then like the rest of the cast, and then you kind of break off into like different like comedy sports type teams and do different stuff like that. But from level 1 to level 3, you just learn the fundamentals of how to establish what they call CRO, which is character, relationship, objective, where. And that's
who, what, where,
or who,
why.
Yeah. So it's basically just like, why are you there? Why are you talking to this person? Who are you talking to? What makes this day or time important to show? It's not just like, oh, we're gonna go cook eggs, and then you just cook eggs, and you're like, what the fuck is it? So what happens today that makes like me talk to me like, hey man, I got something to tell you, and you're like, what? I killed your dog, or whatever, something not so morbid or whatever.
We were talking about funerals here.
I guess
or sometimes more morbid than that
rape,
even.
So,
yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty much for tofu wise for level 1, 2, and 3. You just learn like the fundamentals, and you learn a little bit more like techniques, and then 3, you kind of like put them all together. You start doing long form and short form, and then short form is more like, have you ever seen like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
So it's like games.
That's short form.
Yeah, quick little games and stuff like that you can do. Fun like crowd pleasers. And long form is more like, again, this is kind of like a basic narrative.
If this happens, then that happens. So in other words, I say, well, you ate oranges, therefore you went bald. If that happened, then that means if you eat bananas that you're going to grow hair in your earlobes. Whatever, stuff like that. I mean, it could be anything pretty much. So it's
basically just a long form of improv.
So long form is it like also so time length? So
yeah.
So for example, like I recently, not that recently, but earlier this year went on a wedding cruise, and one of their shows was basically the murder dinner shows, and then they had people there that would like interact with the audience, but also kind of make things up.
Yeah.
So
it's
like
it kind of, but they have a set story already kind of written.
They're
out.
semi-scripted.
Yeah, and then like the improvising is just between the the guests and you. Long form's more like you basically get the suggestion and then you just run with it. You just go. There's a style called like Armando. I think it's called Armando. Have you ever done Armando?
Nope.
So Armando is kind of like a new. I think I saw you one at UCB.
Could be.
But it's basically they take like a couple different topics, and then they improvise it, and then they improvise scenes, and all of a sudden all of them. I could be totally butchering this. Improviser out there, you're like, I don't know what this Asian guy's talking about. I just saw it one time.
That's why you didn't want your Twitter handle reviewed, so then they can't
find me. So and I'm a ninja, so whatever, I'll find you. But from what I saw was they took these 3 suggestions, and which is the running theme, and then they made them all tied together at the end. So like I think the example was they had like a talking baby that was a cop, some sort of like cook that was like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing, and then some more third one. But then like all 3 different stories kind of like tied together.
Okay.
So like the cop baby arrested like the chef at the end. It was really fun.
Nice.
But it was all improvised. Like it wasn't like there was no script, and then people would just jump in with suggestions, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool.
So well, my experience in improv has been a little bit different actually. I started off at Groundlings.
Okay.
And then I hopped over to Acme. And then jumped out of Acme and then went to train with Stephen Book. Stephen Book does improv with scripted lines. And spent a long time there. And then came out of there, kind of waddled for a while and not training because I was too busy working on a movie. Not this one, but, different one. And then started at UCB. And I got to tell you that the different forms of improv it's a substantial difference.
Okay.
So, for instance, Groundlings and Acme are both short-form improv leading to scripted sketch comedy.
Okay.
So what they're doing is they're establishing the who, the what, and the where, what's going on, and that kind of thing, and they're making that funny, and they're always in agreement. And even if there's a conflict, it's a short-lived conflict.
Uh-huh.
In long form, you establish the who, the what, and the where, and then you move on from that to the if this, then that, to create a long form, which, short form sketches last 3 minutes, 5 minutes max.
Right.
That's a really long short form, by the way. Long form lasts anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Per run, and it's
so that'd be probably that's the show.
That's the show.
That would probably be the
Sometimes
show.
It's like an hour.
It's different sketches within that, but they are generally related at some level.
Right. It tries to string together.
Right.
Yeah.
A theme or story.
Correct. Yeah, and in some cases you can loop it back. You can do what's called a callback, and you can call back some prior scene, or you can regurgitate another scene or fast forward a scene and stuff like that. And if you go to the scripted improv, that's really more for the stuff that you would do on a day-by-day basis. And actually, on Office Ninja, I did a lot of this scripted improv work, believe it or not, where you're using improvisation to create a character and to create something that's very unique in what you're doing on the screen. Very interesting program. Very difficult program. It was so exhausting to do it. Like 4 years of working with Steven. But I got to tell you, he's a fantastic acting coach. Really super stuff. So yeah, cool.
Wow.
I did a lot of improvising with the ninja thing too. I was like actually throwing like real stars at the actors sometimes. I'm like, you got to catch that one. They're like, no, it's metal. Then I stopped because Ben got mad at me.
I did kind of, my stars getting injured and dying. Not really.
Come on.
I don't really roll that way. I don't know about other directors you've worked with, but I'm sorry.
He did not throw any stars at me during.
I did not throw any stars.
Although I did get scared once, and I had to back into a door. Okay, I'm just saying.
I think that was Jade, though, right?
Huh?
That was Jade, though, right?
Yeah, Jade played. Yeah, in the door scene.
The door scene was Jade.
The door scene was Jade. Yeah.
Okay.
He's much taller, so you could tell.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're totally not a ninja. You're too tall. You're like a stormtrooper or something.
So I guess since we're at Office Ninja, I mean, it's been almost 3 years since we shot it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you guys still remember? Like, what do you guys remember from it?
Oh yeah, quite a bit actually. Yeah. What do you want to know?
Just what memories you have. What was the good, the bad?
I don't think there was anything bad. I got to say that the tone on set was awesome. Really, and a lot of fun, quick moving, like you'd expect an indie film to be. But never a dull moment. A lot of fun to play. And while I'm kind of the ilk of I want to try to stay reasonably in character while I'm on set. I try not to take that to the nth level. So good conversation.
So you're not like all like I must be method.
I'm method.
No.
Like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, no. I can turn the switch off. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Well, plus also probably a little bit harder because your character is definitely more over the top.
Yes,
where
your
energy level you'd have to be like on speed or something like that to maintain that while you're method.
I did think about that. I have to tell you guys, but I didn't. I was a good boy. A lot of coffee, but which I drink a lot of anyway. So. But yeah, it was. I do have to say, the character here was it was a developed character, because when I went in for the read for this, I could see instantly what the character was all about. Okay, and when I actually got the role and I got the script, and I'm like going, I was right. Oh wow, I was right. This is great. So I just kind of played that the entire way. And the way that the improvisation with breaking down a script goes, it really does make it easy, because you can try different ways of playing emotions, or if there are comedy beats, you can play with the comedy beats. You can just change it up a little bit and stuff, which I did quite a bit. I don't know if anybody ever notices this in the film. If you guys go watch the film, let me know if you notice. You got my Twitter handle. You know how to find me. So. The fact of the matter is that really came across. When I saw the screening of this film, I just looked at it and I went, that worked. That shit works. Bad word. That shit works.
It's
okay?
uncensored. Come on.
It is uncensored, but that shit
Beating
works.
the beaver.
Yeah, beating the beaver. Yeah, I didn't beat any beaver for it, but okay,
Yeah. I actually remember like pretty much everything. I gotta say, not because Ben is sitting right there, but my experience obviously is probably the best like filming experience ever. Like it was it was like your very first production, right? Anything. It didn't seem like it, and like what Todd said, the atmosphere was good, the morale was really good, energy was really, really high. Everything was very professional, but at the same time very fun. Like I've been on sets where like it's maybe like the costume department is fun, or maybe like I don't know, like the makeup people are fun, and then you're just like, man, everyone's kind of like dealing with like egos and stuff like that. It had none of that, and obviously it was great. And I totally sound scripted. It's not scripted at all.
Here's the script. Wait, hold on here. Wait,
hold on, let me hide
Okay, I'm good. No, seriously, it was really good. I also did the stunt choreography now in the film, and when you're coming into like a new production and you're a stunt choreographer, it's always that kind of scary moment where voice is this big scary sound.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
That was not the scary moment, but is there someone in the house?
You have gremlins in the kitchen?
I have gremlins somewhere. I don't know.
So,
Something fell. I think
but,
I might have like creepy things. Go ahead, keep going.
But like you worry about like the actors you're working with. You first you want to meet them, you want to talk to them, see if they're just normal people. You tell them, hey, you have any kind of stunt experience? You have any sort of martial arts experience? What is your background? More than likely they'll say no if they're really normal. But no, I have this, and I have a couple I've done some stage combat. That's usually the answer you get. Some people will be like, yeah, I got tons of martial arts experience, and then you're like, okay, great. And you kind of let them do their thing, and you're watching, and you're like, no, you don't. And then
we had that experience on a film of ours, by the way, yeah.
But like, it's scary because they, in their mind, they still think they know how to do stuff, so they're going to either hurt themselves or the other person that they're going to be, fighting with. Jade and everybody basically that did a stunt was fine. Like they said, no, I don't really do stunts.
Because I think even Jessica and Rob.
Yeah.
I think they've all had some sort of stage combat.
Something, but like they're just
at least the basics.
Yeah, and then like they were like, I can take falls and stuff like that, but it was like I really don't know what I'm doing, kind of thing. So that's for a stunt choreographer, like that's okay. Oh, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. I'm gonna help you guys out. And then watching the film, I was like, wow, it was great. Everybody did the stunts well. They fought well, even though it was a comedy. It was still looked like they were actually throwing hits and swinging. It was great. And then playing the ninja was just fun. I mean, that's just kind of fun. And I don't know if people actually can see that, but like we had a little gag in there where we actually threw like a CD carved star, a shuriken.
Yeah.
And we did like one.
Wait, is that how it's pronounced? Shuriken?
Yeah, shuriken.
Okay, I always pronounced it as shuriken.
Yeah, it's
probably
that's the American. Yeah, that's the American. It's like shuriken.
Okay, so there's more emphasis up front.
Yeah.
Shuriken.
Shuriken. Yeah. Basically, it's I think that means like hidden blade or something like that.
Okay.
So, but I think we did like 4 takes of that or 5.
It was not too much.
Yeah, because we had it. I threw it, and it kind of just curved on its own into like the break room, and I was like, that's cool. And then the actors were like, so like we see like their face, and they're kind of like freaked out. I was actually throwing like plastic ninja stars at them. Like the tips were broken off, so it was just like.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely like took the precautions. Like we were trying to do it where like, oh, what if we here are the actors over here, but the path of the actual the shuriken is over here, and the camera's facing this way. So it's a camera trick.
Yeah. But
like, we were actually legitimately able to get it over their heads.
I'm just that good with this shit. I was practicing. Actually, don't throw it like this. Don't ever throw it like that. That's or this. Don't do that or that.
So yeah, this is actually one of the interesting things we were talking about during the shooting was you were explaining to me a lot of the motions and movements of throwing weapons, especially like a knife.
Yeah.
or the ninja star
Yeah, the stereotypical form
is actually different.
way different. Yeah.
Because obviously they do it in surprise. We fake it in the movies for better effect. That it looks cooler one way than the other.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you know exactly why it was used, in history, you understand that this or this would never work. Like the shuriken was not like a killing weapon, or like you see the movie where they throw it and it gets stuck in their neck. And like, that doesn't happen, especially with the 4-star thing. Like if you look at like ancient, like even from like the Chinese era, like the throwing weapons, they were bolts. They were basically railroad spikes, like, or nails.
oh, okay.
So they were long projectiles. So like you couldn't throw them like this, or you couldn't throw them like like how.
So it looked more like the things that were in Naruto.
Yeah, that's a kunai, but
kunai,
like
that's different.
That's a different thing. Like you can't really throw that.
Okay.
Like it's like throwing a shovel. It's basically that's actually funny because that kunai is actually a shovel. Back in the day, it was a spade, and what they did was just kind of sharpened it. It didn't look like the long pointy thing that you see. It was actually like a fat, like.
Oh,
spade.
okay. It was not as aerodynamic.
No, like it basically people walking around with it, like you wouldn't think, oh, that's a weapon. That's basically what it was. Like, so if a shinobi or ninja was walking around with a
they think they were
shovel,
just a farmer.
yeah, it was a farmer. But like if they, they of course Hollywood, they're not gonna
take
have
it out and kill somebody.
Yeah, they're not gonna have a shovel. Then
so my research for the comic book beginning actually has some truth in it.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Right.
But like even like the shuriken, everything they used was all either like scrap metal, coins, something they could just pick up off the ground because they weren't rich. Like they didn't have like a factory or anything that made these things. They just kind of found them and used them.
Yeah.
So the nails,
whatever they could get their hands on.
Yeah, basically like so they got the nails and they just threw the nails. So you would throw them overhead, and then they basically like a knife. It would spin once and then hit the target, right? And then they got more elaborate and they started making like the 4-prong ones and stuff like that. But they were usually just a diversion. They were never really meant to like.
Right, because it's just
kill.
A sharp thing is coming at your face.
That's it. You don't actually see it. Like you're like it's so like you're not gonna see someone throw something at you. What they would usually do is like if they're gonna kill you, they would throw it at you. You would react. If you have a sword or something, react to it, and while you're reacting, they'll come and stab you with a sword or something.
Right, you open up to other
and then like
other weapons.
Yeah, if you're running away, you would throw it behind you, and it would have like some sort of poison or something on it, but it's nothing like that's gonna kill you. It might kill you if it hits you in the eye, but basically it was like like crap, like with like poodles on it or some sort of like it's like
nice.
Monkeys.
Well, they would find something. Well, be like a Komodo
better
dragon.
than poison
like
here.
If you have bacteria and you got a poo-laden ninja star hit your eye, you're back in feudal Japan. You're basically dead. You're like, okay, I got poo in my eye, but you can't get it out.
I probably will not do poo.
No poo ninja stars. Yeah.
Shuriken in Office Ninja 2 if
I
ever do that.
It would be funny though. Like just be like,
I love I poo.
So, but basically, it was just a way to get away. Like it would be like, they're throwing something at me.
Right.
Run away. That's why they would disappear.
I heard him say Office Ninja 2, by the way.
That would be cool.
I gave it a caviat if they
So, but yeah, I mean, just and then doing that in the I guess the way you would hold not all of it, but like a ninja star in like certain ways was actually represented pretty well in the film. So,
I think I screwed up on the microphone here.
You did?
Oh no!
Oh, we were not using a good microphone this whole time.
So people could not hear all the witty banter that was going on?
No, you can hear it. It's just now.
It just sounded like crap, right?
It's just using the mic.
Oh, the laptop.
The laptop, so it probably has the fan sound and everything. So this whole like red dot thing is completely useless, right? This is my bad. Anyway, I don't want to change it because if you change it halfway through a broadcast, you suddenly get feedback and craziness. I had one episode just mad feedback. My guests couldn't hear what the hell I was talking about.
Oh, then that's not good. We'll just talk a little louder.
Anyway,
sorry, breaking up too. Yeah, we'll try to be as loud and as broken up as possible.
And try to interrupt your history lesson.
No. Sorry to give you a history lesson.
No, but that stuff is interesting because it totally makes sense that the movies would elaborate or over exaggerate things to sell cool action.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, even like the whole black garb was not like ninjas. Like they wouldn't wear that. Like it's like going outside in like fatigues if you're gonna go and kill someone. Like, hey, that guy looks a little suspicious walking around. So that was.
Look at that guy walking around with that poo-covered star, man.
that guy looks a little weird.
It's a little strange.
Stay away from that guy. But like that whole back in the. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was, I guess, during Feudal era Japan when they would represent a ninja or a shinobi. Usually it was a bad guy because, they would, back in Japan, the shinobi were bad. They would go and get hired to kill, like, feudal lords and stuff like that. So if you look at any sort of, like, old, like, Japanese theater, like No theater or Kabuki or stuff like that, there's usually a guy all in black with a black cloth, and he's a stagehand. But he's supposed to represent someone who's invisible. He would come out, bring stuff out, and you're not supposed to see them. You could see them, but you're, in your mind, you're like, okay, he's not really there. He's not part of the story, so you're not.
Right.
So then, what they would do is they would put a guy in a black garb, and then people would be like, oh, he's a stagehand, whatever, and then all of a sudden he would jump out and kill someone in the production, right? And then he dies, and they're like, oh my God,
he wasn't just a stagehand.
Came out of nowhere. So then that's how like the whole ninja black garb came about. But a real ninja, you would not like even like in those what is it, meme? Is it called a meme? I'm so behind. Is it a meme or a meme or?
Yeah, meme.
Meme, right?
Meme.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was right.
Meme.
So they say, well, they have a picture of like a parade, like a ninja parade, and there's like nothing there. That's pretty accurate because like you would not know who a ninja was until like unless they were gonna kill you. Then it would be too late, because it could be like a lady with a cat, or it could be an old guy, or it could be like the guy selling you your fish, and then you got a chopstick.
Well, if I'm gonna go, I mean, I want to go without knowing. So I mean, just kill me now. I'm good.
Or with the poo covered.
Yeah, I don't want the poo covered star in my eye. Okay, I mean, because that's gonna take a long time to kill me. Okay,
it's just gonna ferment in your eye.
Yeah. It's gonna infect my eye.
I'm not really big on the slow, painful death.
See, ninjas are bastards, man. They'll come up with like bad ways to hurt you.
Yeah. Just make it fast. That's all. That's all I care.
They throw pepper in your face. That's
well, that's nasty. How dare they?
And then you can't get it out.
Yeah.
So,
it's like pepper spray.
Pretty much, but in a rotten egg.
Oh, yeah. Very bad.
So
cool.
But yeah, that's all that stuff like evolving ninja's always been and wrapped in like mysticism and stuff like that. So sorry to dispel a lot of that stuff, but like
it's all dispelled.
I know
now.
it's like
he's ruined your life for you.
I feel like I'm Japanese, so I'm okay with that. Like I think I have a little in. So if you're Japanese, you can dispel myths about Japanese.
So you're like one of those magicians that like
I guess
read
so.
those tricks.
Yeah, I feel kind of a douche now, but like yeah. So any ninjas out there, if you have any qualms with that, feel free to like
take them out. Just take them out.
Email Ben, and then Ben will get that to me. So
something tells me email is a euphemism for like
I think so.
Something
poo covered stuff.
Something to the
right. Yeah. I'm gonna send you email.
Yeah.
I'm proud.
Send me an email. I'll never respond in my entire life. It's fine.
Ben disappeared. What happened?
Yeah.
He got emailed.
He got emailed in the eye. But back to the office, and it was a great experience. I had fun. Really had fun. And I'm kind of sad that a lot of other productions don't kind of follow in that. But everyone from the crew to the to the actors to the director, everybody was just great. Even the craft service is good.
Yeah.
For indie project.
It was Ed who did that, right? Ed was
no,
who was that? No.
Ed recommended somebody else.
Oh, because he was working. Right.
He double booked himself. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm plugging Ed Robinson because he's got the Pairing series web series on the web right now. Very soon. So Ed, if you're out there, you just got plugged, man.
Yeah. I will leave no comment on the craft, but everything else was super fantastic and super lucky. We got super lucky with basically everybody. Yeah, nobody had egos.
Yeah.
People were very upfront about like their schedules, their commitments, or as you're talking about, their experience in doing stunts, because heaven forbid, somebody gets injured during a shoot because, again, I got lucky surrounding myself with a lot of people who've been around in the business.
Yeah.
not just actors but also producers like Allison.
Yeah,
Allison actually was
freaking like
she was co-producer actually on Four Dead Girls too.
Yeah.
So she was because I mean
Hi,
Allison, how you doing out there? She rocks. She's got like great connections. Knows exactly.
She's actually I worked with her just recently, like I think 2 weeks ago on a
really?
film. Yeah, like she called me in and she's like, hey, I have a question. You want to do stunt choreography for this film? I'm like, yeah. It was easy. Like the guy was like just shoved and he bounced off a sofa. So I was like, oh,
cool.
You okay? Yeah. He's like, oh, then perfect. Good. Easy day.
I just earned my money.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, but yeah, Allison's great. So.
Yeah. So pretty much. Obviously, a million things can go wrong doing a film, and so
that's why they have insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
And a stunt choreographer.
And a stunt choreographer, so you can take all the blame.
I could, They're like, he got hurt.
Yeah. It's his fault. I
didn't. I was in the bathroom.
I guess we should also give a shout out to Thomas Morinaka.
Oh, I was actually going to mention, so Thomas Morinaka was actually the original stunt choreographer for the film. He had a family incident and he had to get pulled away. He asked me, hey, can you take over? And I was like, yeah, sure, I can. I was just basically just going to play the ninja and the consultant for like the throwing weapons. But since Thomas couldn't, he wanted to be there, but his family obligations, he couldn't. But Thomas himself, he's a great stunt choreographer. I worked with Thomas many times on different projects. Thomas actually, we worked with Thomas
on Four Dead Girls.
Four Dead Girls.
Yeah. Because Brian and Thomas were our stunt coordinators on that film, and we actually had a couple of really good fights and running scenes, and where people got killed a lot. Four Dead Girls. Just saying, four.
There are more than four. But it was a lot.
A lot more than four.
But yeah, big shout out to Thomas, man. He's also an actor. So he's hustling like everyone else.
I mean, I got to work with him for pre-production. Because we were laying out. I had all the storyboards saying these were the shots I kind of wanted. And they kind of went through each one saying, all right, we could do it this way, that way, here's risks and this and that. So obviously a shout out to Thomas for helping out that way.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for the incident, he would have been a great stunt choreographer too.
Yeah.
So
I guess we're gonna kind of start wrapping up.
Okay.
Assuming that
I don't have any wrapping paper.
I have some.
Can you rap?
I can't actually.
They don't teach you rapping in
in Daryl school. Yeah,
come on.
They do, but like.
Yeah,
I never got that part. I would start it because
I'm
start
too
to
old to
frown.
rap. I will be readily admit this. I can't rap.
Yeah, I'm just Japanese, so I don't know.
So you should be able to rap, because half the pop groups do rock and roll rap over there.
Yeah, but that's not I don't think
that's so racist.
I guess there was a Japanese dude.
I'm a white guy. I can't rap. What am I talking about?
I was
There's some decent J-pop out there.
Eminem. Japanese, you can't, a lot of people like that. Like in America, they don't know what they're saying. They're like,
that's kind of why I like the J-pop.
Right? Yeah. That's why my friends like K-pop, because they don't know what they're saying. I'm like, you don't know what they're saying. What if they're like making fun
but they
of you?
sound great.
Yeah, basically. I like the beat, and the girls are cute.
Right,
like,
right. They're wearing all miniskirts. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Miniskirts trump bad lyrics.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So.
And bad singing too, for that matter.
And bad singing.
Yeah, I mean, miniskirts pretty much trump anything. So.
I guess they do.
I'm just saying.
That's our lesson for the day.
Yeah, miniskirts trump everything.
Right.
If that's the only thing you can take from this episode.
If you can't take that, then take Beaten Beaver.
Beating the beaver.
Beating the beaver, baby.
In a miniskirt.
Is there anything else? Is there any projects you guys are working on?
God, no. No. We were in pre-production on a feature film, which was going to be an action flick this summer, which Brian was going to play all the ninjas. Mm-hmm. There were 30 ninjas in this thing. Okay.
I'm like the Oompa Loompa of the ninjas.
Yeah, and so we're going to be using a lot of special effects, but it's been postponed because our star name had to postpone, so we can't get the money until the star name's available. But hey, if anyone's got $500,000, I can make this film. I got some really good other star talent going on. Just saying. Anyway, so yeah, that was on the table, and I actually am going to be doing a play this summer, sometime hopefully before Labor Day, but we haven't decided on a date yet. So.
But you're going to be performing in it? Or
yeah. I'll be playing. It's called True West, and I would be playing Lee, which is one of the lead roles. And there's Austin and Lee, who are two brothers who basically Lee is the bad guy and Austin is the good guy.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty much typecasting. What I am. And so so those are still both in the works, still in pre-production on the feature film. I got I got a 12-year-old girl, blonde-haired, blue-eyed ninja. I got her, okay. So now I just got to finish the rest of it.
That's integral to a story.
Yes,
so
yes.
It's not just some
12-year-old blonde-haired, blue-eyed ninja takes on a ninja army to save her family. Little stuff like that. Yeah, and he'd be the army, right? Yeah.
I don't have any projects. If I book all the things I audition for, then
he's got a lot of
projects, and then you can watch it on TV.
If they bring back Break for some
reason. If they bring back Break, if they pick up the other stuff. But other than that, actually, I make T-shirts. I don't know if that's a thing, but I make T-shirts. If you go on my Facebook page, I make design T-shirts. I'm working for a T-shirt company now, so if you need your shirts made,
email Ben.
What? How did I get pulled into this?
You can just look me up on Facebook at Brian Takahashi. I don't know.
So is there specific designs that you do, or
specific designs?
Certain theme?
I don't know. So I make shirts for contests because I'm bored half the time, and then sometimes they don't get picked. I'm I don't know why I don't get picked. They're awesome. So then I take those and I make them into this shirts that I sell. I don't know if you can see this one. So this recent one.
This is a riveting podcasting right here.
I know. I'm sorry.
Brian
I'm looking through my
scrolls
phone.
through his phone.
I'm sorry. So this.
I'm not looking at his phone.
I can't really see that one.
Thanks to the glare. Yeah. Camera's up top there.
There you go. So it's basically the scene where Bruce Lee fights Chuck Norris.
But they have animal heads on them?
And then the tiger and a bear for this head.
Okay.
The theme of the contest was super epic, so epic that your brain hurts kind of thing.
Okay.
So that was my thing. So basically, they're rejected T-shirt designs from other contests that I sell to you guys. So if you want one of those, just head on down.
Hunt them down.
I have a shirt where Blake Griffin's actually slapping Justin Bieber.
If you want to hit him with a poop-covered star, hunt him down.
Or a poop-covered star. I should just make a shirt that's with a
poop-covered star. Yeah,
sure.
Don't mess with Ninja, right?
Right.
But it has to be people who have watched this episode to understand the whole context of why is there poop on a ninja star.
I'm you don't watch the podcast? What the hell?
I mean, it's history. It's all about history. You're learning something, right?
That's somebody.
Right. You're just learning something. That's all.
But other than that, that's pretty much it. So, man, again, if you want your own shirt design to be printed out, I can do that too. So.
And get Office Ninja because I want him to make Office Ninja too.
Yeah, let's show this again.
Sure.
Look at. This is a good movie. It's really funny.
iTunes.
Here, wait. Let's get it closer. See. I mean, you can actually see that glare. I mean, look at that glare. But wait, before you look at that glare, in the back on one of those sides, there I am in the corner over there. I really am. I'm there. So, and there's a ninja in there somewhere.
This really is a very funny movie.
It is hilarious.
I mean, I'm not just saying because I'm in it and I know these guys. It's really funny. If you enjoy just fun comedy, you just want to kick back and watch a really good, just action comedy.
Pretty much nonstop laughs.
Yeah,
it is.
It's really funny. Look, check out the trailer on YouTube. I mean, I actually look at it weekly. I don't know why. I just
I'm
like
not that dedicated.
I just like looking at it because it's such a cool like trailer. Like you see me like tripping people and like hitting things. It's really cool.
You can see me backing into my office, you know.
So again, just go check it out. Like you can see, I'm this guy right here. That's me. So
they can see that really well from
yeah,
here.
Yeah. And the audio podcast will have no idea what you're doing.
They're like,
what are you doing?
Sorry guys, there was a picture of a ninja star with an Asian guy behind it, so that was me.
Because you know Asian guys are so distinct from each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, yeah.
This is going to be troublesome because like we're like.
I know, right? They're gonna be like, which one's Ben?
I'm the white guy.
Which one's Ben and which one's
And it's all symmetrical because we got the white guy in the middle. So
yeah. And somehow I feel like I'm way
well
taller than you guys. I think it's because of my chair, actually.
It's like an Asian Oreo, I guess. Is that racist?
Yes.
Is that racist?
Sure.
Sure it is.
I'm sure it is.
I feel like I'm white filling.
You know.
Yeah. Just
all right.
go beat the beaver.
We probably should quit very soon.
Stop now,
we're venturing into don't get fired territory here. All right, so I guess those were kind of your final thoughts, but do you have any other final thoughts? Like not Todd.
Or I guess I have no thoughts. I'm Daryl. I don't think. I mean, you know.
Final thoughts. Just go buy this.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, seriously, just go buy. There's so much crap out there that you would spend. Like this is good. I mean, how much is this?
It's only $8.
It's only $8. I mean, you could buy like a crappy sandwich at Carl's Jr. for like $8. You don't want that.
Okay, so let's just say if you don't want to spend $8, I know this. You can actually rent it for less.
Yeah. Although it's weird. So here's the weird thing with iTunes. You can set the prices for your sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't really set it for the rentals.
Yeah.
I think the rental's always $5. Regardless.
Yeah, $4.99.
So like I was looking at it, I was like, okay, let's see what the rental price is. It was like $5. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, wow. I would imagine not that, you know, obviously I prefer you buy it, but
no,
like,
totally
in
buy
terms
it.
of
That's
proportionality.
Yeah.
Like
buy it.
That's ridiculous for like renting. It should be like a $2 rental or something.
Exactly. No, if it's $5
for $8,
yeah. If it's $5 a
$8 is less than 2 mocha frappuccinos at Starbucks, right? You know,
you're gonna have a good time. Just pop some popcorn. You know, get your nunchuck, sit down, invite some people, watch it. You're gonna have a good time. You know, trust.
And they don't talk anything about beavers there.
No.
Yeah. No.
Wait,
beaver.
do they? No.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, something.
There is a funny scene that might have some white filling in it, but other than that,
hey
now you want to go see it now, huh? Yeah, you do.
All right. Yeah, cool. Well, I want to thank Brian and Todd for taking the time to podcast with me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a blast. We had a good time.
Just shooting the shit and whatnot. I don't know who my guests are for next week.
We don't either.
I've kind of run out of. Okay. So I've been trying to get Jessica Mills, who plays Jessica. Unfortunately, she's out of state, and where she lives right now, she cannot really stream internet.
Where is she living?
West Texas.
Oh my God!
And apparently, their broadband infrastructure is not up to par.
Yeah. They working on dial-up or something?
Something like that. In any case,
a mouse and a wheel.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Pony Express. Wait.
We would love to get her on, but as of right now, that's probably not in the cards at the moment.
Until she goes up to Dallas.
Right, or
go to Dallas. Yeah.
I can get you Derek if you want to talk to Derek.
I know.
Hey Derek, you're watching. You want to be on this?
How you doing, Derek?
Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably get some of the crew members, like the cinematographer. And
you want to talk to a Soul Taker? I can get in for you.
Okay. Even though he wasn't really in my movie.
I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, if you want the Soul Taker, I can get him.
He's a good guy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, there may be an episode next week. Who knows? I might get tired and frankly would want to watch NBA playoffs because I have no idea what happened today. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's
Allison.
Yeah.
Hey, Allison.
No, that's her tweet. She doesn't know we're on. She's not tweeting at us.
I don't know how these work.
Anyway, technology.
He's so low tech.
Technology. Yeah. But yeah, so Brian, he can be reached on his Facebook page, Brian Takahashi.
Brian Takahashi.
Not related to Aaron Takahashi.
Good friend of mine, but no, he's much more successful and better with the women than I am. So.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Todd can be reached at Actorman Todd.
Actorman Todd, or if you want to look me up on any of the search engines, if you just look up Actorman Todd, I will be everywhere.
Actually, if you put Brian Takahashi in this, it's either me or some guy that died in Canada.
Okay.
It's one of those two, but if you look for the space, I'm alive.
All right.
Not the
and he's dead,
the
apparently.
other guy,
non-deceased
not
one.
deceased Brian Takahashi.
Right.
Yeah, that will pop up too.
Cool. And I can be reached at PT Movie Guy. You could also look at Office Ninja Film. That's the Twitter handle for the movie. So yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Say goodnight, Brian.
Good night, Brian.
Say goodnight, Todd.
Good night, Todd.
And I'm Ben Lee, and Nia Sex Time. Where's the button to stop this broadcast?
See you.